Yo, what up? It's Chris.
And Ashley, and welcome back to our channel, Four Lives to Feel.
And today we're going to talk about 7 reasons why Carnival Cruise Line is perfect for families with kids.
Number one, numerous activities for kids.
So, yes, in Carnival Cruise Line, there are a ton of activities that children can enjoy. You know, you're on the ship, you're going to have putt-putt golf, you're going to have basketball, you'll have ping pong, I forgot, or table tennis. You'll have some of the sky coasters, the water slides. There's always something going on for children on a Carnival cruise ship.
And so, just to give you a little tip too, when we go on the cruise ships with our kids, we always bring like biodegradable golf balls, extra ones, because sometimes, after a few days on the ship, all the balls disappear. So you can play putt putt. Our kids last time like got obsessed with table tennis, which they had not played before. We hadn't thought about that, and it was really fun. And so, it just really keeps them busy, especially on the days where you're out at sea. So many things, so many fun things for kids. There's unlimited ice cream. How do we forget
Yeah,
that?
the ice cream.
Yeah. And so our son would like disown us if he knew we forgot to say that one.
But there's also like character parades.
There is. Yep.
The last cruise we went on, there was a lot of Dr. Seuss activities. So
hmm
they'll have little things speckled here and there for the kiddos to enjoy for sure.
Absolutely. Number
Number
two.
2, you got special programs for children.
hmm
So the great thing about Carnival is you're going to have things like Camp Ocean for the little kids. You'll have Circle C and
hmm
Club O2 for those older children who start getting into the preteen and the teenage years. And there's activities that they have inside of those. And the really great thing about Camp Ocean specifically is that it is included in the price of your fruit.
Yes, as long as your kiddo's a certain age. And I don't want to quote right now what age that is because I know that they changed that. But for instance, our kids are all three. When we went last time, I think they were three and up, and it was free and included for them during the daytime hours. And so, they could go, they did arts and crafts, they would do music programs, video games, and it wasn't all electronics, which is great, right? They have like a little playground in the area, all kind of things. They watched movies and they just kind of had a good time with meeting up with friends and getting to know all the other kids on board. So
The only thing I'll say about Camp Ocean specifically is that it is not open 24 hours a day.
yeah.
There are certain time periods where Camp Ocean will open for a few hours and then close for a few hours. So you definitely have to make sure you're paying attention to know their hours of operation.
Mhm.
But they go late. I think it actually closes for the night at 10.
Yeah.
However, at 10 o'clock, uh, Camp Ocean turns over to night owls.
Yeah.
So for those parents who still want to go out and maybe go to the club, go to the casino late night, you can send your kid to night owls for a fee. And night owl stays open till 1 a.m.
Yes, absolutely. And I don't know if you were able to look at one of our other videos. We did a video on Family Harbor. And if you book a Family Harbor room, you actually get a free night, complimentary included night of night owls. And so we took advantage of that on our last cruise as well, which was really nice.
Absolutely. It's wonderful. All right. So number 3, and we kind of just spoke about that,
Yeah.
the complimentary supervised childcare, which is at Camp Ocean. It is wonderful. Your kids will enjoy it. A lot of times our kids get to the point they ask to go to Camp Ocean.
hmm
And a lot of times when it's time to pick up, like actually, hey, they're going to close for a brief moment. Our kids are begging to stay.
Oh, yeah.
So it is something they really enjoy. They do a lot of arts and crafts. They have activities.
Yeah.
Our kids, I think, even won a medal. There was some kind of competition. They won a medal to take home with them. So they do a lot of engaging activities. It's not just like sit there and stare at the wall type of thing for the kids. They actually enjoy going to Camp Ocean.
Yeah, and I will say one of my favorite things with Camp Ocean was that when we were on our Christmas cruise this last time, they had a Christmas performance, and that your kids can be included in the performance, and so they practice their songs and all of those things, and so it's really cool that they get to incorporate the kids into the show and performances.
Yes. And when she's saying
Yeah.
performance, like the performance in the main theater
Oh
of the
yeah,
cruise ship,
on the
like
big
it's
stage.
a big deal. Like
Yeah,
they do a whole production around it. So that's a really cool experience for the children.
yeah, absolutely.
Number 4,
hmm
on
Spacious and
spacious and comfortable accommodations are
yes,
on Carnival cruise ships.
yeah.
So, we are a family of 6. We are required to book more than one room because on Carnivals, I think most of the regular rooms only have up to 4 people in them.
Yeah, the suites can accommodate five,
Yes.
but I think there's only a couple of ships that have anything that can hold 6 people, and a lot of times we don't book quick enough to get that.
Right.
So
We're kind of late bookers.
we are.
We're trying to do better. But so we usually are splitting up boys and girls.
Mhm.
Um, Typically we'll have the king bed because our girls and boys they like being all on top of each other. We'll
Yeah.
give them that. I will sleep on the little turn down couch. But they do have bunk bed or
Yeah.
I think kind of a loft bed. It kind of comes out the ceiling option in some rooms to give you that extra bed also in Carnival cruise ships.
Another reason, I mean, beyond the fact that sometimes we don't book early enough to be able to find a suite big enough, is that the benefit of booking, 2 rooms and having like the connecting room is that you have 2 bathrooms. So if you're like a family of 5 or like us, a family of 6, and you book a suite, it's fabulous, right? Because you're in a big room, you have enough space for all of you all, but you're limited on your bathroom accommodations.
Yeah.
And so if you do the connecting rooms, then you have access to both bathrooms, which is great. So you don't have to wait and have to deal with a line and, oh my God, I got a potty. They won't hurry up. And so's in the bathroom too long. All those things.
All that stuff is good. I don't care nothing about that waiting on a restaurant, whatever. I don't care about the connecting rooms. The best part about having 2 rooms when you're a family of 6,
Oh
like
gosh.
us, is I love to consume alcoholic beverages while we're on the ship. And since we have 2 different rooms, we are not both required to have a drink package. If you are
Oh
in
yeah.
one room and you have 2 adults, both adults in that room have to have a drink package.
Yeah.
And since my wife doesn't drink as much as I do,
No.
I'm going to get a drink package and she doesn't have to purchase one because she knows she's not going to get the full experience of that drink package.
Not at
So
all.
that's another good reason to have 2 rooms instead of one.
And the drinks kind of segues into your next one, number 5.
It's the family dining options
Yes.
on a cruise ship. So we have said this before. We have a picky eater in our family, at least one, maybe 2-ish, 3. So it's great to have different options to, go try out some Italian, the steakhouse, or just go to the buffet, go to the sit down meal. They have plenty of options. It's great for families that have everybody has a little bit of different taste. It's a bunch of options for you to enjoy.
Yeah, and one thing that we did not take advantage of when we first started cruising with the kids is that we were like, oh, like it's inconvenient to like have the dining time, make sure we get there within the time frame and all of those things. So we would do a lot of like eating at the buffets or going to get the pizza and different things like that. But these last couple of times, we've made a point to either do open dining for the restaurant and then you can book it on your app and it's ready, your room's ready like in 5 minutes, or go ahead and have like the early dining time and just make sure we incorporate that into our daily schedule. And that actually was a lot better because in the dining halls it's not just eating, right? So you enjoy your time with your family, but then the servers are performing, they're engaging with their kids. One of our kids, Camden, really really likes to dance and he's really awesome at dancing, and so the servers always would grab him and have him dancing with them, and it just made for a fun time that you don't get as much if you skip some of those dining times.
Yes, and I also say the good thing about having that flexible dining time is because, again, with Camp Ocean, it's going to open and
Oh
close at
yeah.
certain times. And
Mhm.
I think it was when we had the early dining time that sometimes those kind of start and stop times kind of conflicted with our dining schedule. So when you have that open dining option, it allows you to make sure you're able to really utilize Camp Ocean. Because again, our kids didn't want to come into Camp Ocean an hour late.
Right.
They were behind on the art project or they were behind on practicing for the show. So they kind of wanted to be there as soon as it opened and stay to pretty much when it closed.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so number 6 is a big part about cruising on a Carnival cruise ship, and you're gonna have those exciting shore excursions.
Yeah, so we're big on booking excursions. And so usually maybe one port we'll just do a beach day just so that we can make sure, we get our beach time in. But the rest of the time we're booking an excursion. If it's not for the whole time, at least for a few hours, and then we'll spend a beach day for the second half or the beginning half. And we've had some really, really cool, awesome excursions. The things I love about the excursions is that, you can filter on the website for family options. That way, if you have small kiddos like us, it still gives you a variety of things to do.
Absolutely. And we try to make sure that, well, we take the kids' preferences into
Yeah.
consideration. But at the same time, we always encourage our children to try something new when we go on our excursions. So we want to make sure we're getting outside of our comfort zone, experiencing something we don't typically experience, especially you're on vacation. Try something different. You might like it.
Yeah, and this last cruise, for the first time ever, we booked an excursion outside of Carnival. And so I'm not on here endorsing either way, but it was a great success. We were terrified that we were going to miss getting back to the boat. So when we did that, we just made sure it was an excursion that ended plenty of time to get you back. And we kept reiterating to the people, hey, we got to be back at this time, this time, this time. And they were really amazing because they want your business, right? And so they got us back on time. They let us do some excursions that weren't available to us through Carnival. And so it was really, really nice.
Absolutely. And by doing that excursion without going through Carnival, to be honest, the locals who are giving those excursions, they want you to come back. They want you to tell your friends to try them and without booking through Carnival, just because they get more profits if you go straight to them. So they're going to make sure that you get back. As long as you iterate right from the beginning when you need to be back to your ship, tell them what your ship time is so they can make sure they're synced. You make sure that your watch is synced so that you can ensure that you get back in time. But it was very enjoyable. It was great.
Yeah, and definitely make sure you do your research, right? So I went on to Facebook groups, for our cruise, asked a lot of people questions, made sure people had done it before, looked at all the reviews, made sure I could get my money back, looked at all the cancellation policies, just really make sure you look into it. And there's a couple of websites, that I think are used a little more commonly than others. And so I'm probably always going to just go through those. I'm not brave enough to kind of venture out too far, but it definitely did benefit us this last time.
Absolutely. And the last but not least, number 7, the 7th reason why Carnival Cruise Lines is great for families with kids is the bang for your buck, the exceptional value for your money.
Yeah, you can't beat it, right? And so we're a big family, and we want to be able to take our kids to as many places, while they're in the house with us and even beyond, but definitely while they're in the house with us as possible. And a cruise is a way to do that for a good value. You have your food included, you know how much your excursions are going to be, you have your accommodations included, and then you're visiting multiple, international destinations. You can't really beat that.
And I love cruises.
He
Like you
does.
said, you got your food included. You're going to travel to different places. You got the casino, you got your dance club, you got the kids club, you got all these different activities. And you can get your little sip on with your adult beverage. But the best part, once you're done with any of that, all you got to do is walk back to your room. There's no parking, there's no driving, there's no rental cars. You're always right where you need to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And then a lot of times after you book, then the next time in your email, you get deals for different bookings, and the more and more you kind of move up in Carnival's little tier system, the better deals and everything that you get. And so you can't beat that. And if you book early enough, you get even better deals a lot of times.
Absolutely.
And look around holiday time, not traveling holiday time, but like booking around holiday time so that you can get the sales and promotions and things that they run as well. And so it's definitely, one of the most budget friendly travel options, and just the way, they explore the world. Yeah. So thanks again for sitting down with us. We hope you guys like this style of video. Comment below. Let us know if there's certain things you want us to talk about, certain questions that you have, even about this video or other videos, and let us know what you want to hear more of.
Absolutely. So we'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Peace.